Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Ryan Film Study here, and today we're here to talk about a guy who's already making a serious case as the number one cornerback in the league, Christian Gonzalez, aka Gonzo, aka my favorite player in the NFL. And no, this isn't some wild, far-fetched, biased take by me. He's proven it every game, and I'll explain why the situation he's in actually strengthens his case. So Gonzo is on the team that's really struggling this year as they're 2-7. And here's where it gets interesting. Opposing QBs see the Patriots on the schedule and think, perfect, this is the game to shake off rust, get back on track, and connect with my top receiver. But when you line it up against Gonzo, that's just not happening. He is locking that up. He's consistently locking down these get-right targets. Look at the Bengals game at the start of the year. Jamar Chase wanted more money. And what happened? Gonzo shut him down, quieted all that noise real quick. And he even said a wide receiver isn't going to get a new contract on me. That's the confidence that we like to see in Gonzo because, you know, he's a very quiet dude like Gilmore. And it doesn't stop there. Let's talk about the performance he had against Davante Adams. Here's a wide receiver who's been vocal about wanting to team up with Aaron Rodgers again. And obviously that happened. And obviously it was going to happen because he was on a team that was pretty bad. And the Jets are pretty bad as well. So, you know, it was a lose-lose situation for him. But hey, if he gets to be with his dad, Aaron Rodgers, I guess so be it. But yeah, he wanted to team up with Aaron Rodgers again, thinking he'd have it easy out here. But no, Gonzo had other plans for that, putting up a career game against him, a shutout game. And that really just set the staple for what Gonzo really brings to the AFC East. And he brings that lockdown presence that those guys in the AFC East are scared to go up against. Well, at least are aware of going up against. But yeah, as for Davante Adams, going from being locked up by Patrick Surtain to Gonzo, and then potentially even being locked up by Sauce at practice, I mean, I say bro going through it. And your team is still bad, so yeah, bro. I mean, I guess but look though, you get to play with Aaron Rodgers, so I guess, you know, that's what you want, right? That's all you care about. Now another point that makes Gonzo's case even stronger is the lack of support from the Patriots offense. And let's be real, the Pats offense is lackluster, inconsistent, and struggling. That leads to tons of 3-and-outs, leaving the defense out there with minimal rest. And yet, despite being gassed and facing these constant challenges, Gonzo is still holding wideouts to ridiculously low yardage. You gotta respect that. But now let's talk about the Patriots' key defensive losses due to injuries and trades. The Patriots have lost Peppers, Barmore, Bentley, and Kyle Duggar, all the injuries. And they lost Matthew Judon and just recently Uche due to trades. And with so much talent missing around him, Gonzo is still putting up the best games of his career. And it's not just talent, it's resilience, and that's just elite by him. So we really gotta appreciate what he's doing, even with all the lackluster things that is going on around him, while being on such an incompetent team that is going through a rebuild. Now, I don't have all of the correct updated stats for Gonzo in the last 9 games, but in 8 games from when they updated it last week, he was targeted 37 times, 16 completions allowed, 59.4 passing rating allowed. I do know the yards he has updated, and up to now, in 9 games, he's only allowed 260 total yards. And in 8 games, he allowed a 26.13 yards per game. Like, he's only allowed 26.13 yards per game by the quarterback. And he's only 22. Like, it doesn't get no more better than that. And with that being said, all of those stats right there are all top tier. Even though he hasn't played a full season worth of games yet. And of course, you know, there was some controversy with the whole DK Metcalf game, which I gotta realize, when people do these stat breakdowns, we are not talking about zone, because obviously zone, that's led to multiple people's responsibility, so that was not all on him. And the one play that DK Metcalf had on that bomb was not his fault. It was Kyle Duggar's fault. But you know, they said it was some communication errors, and it happens, bro. It's still football, and he's still 22, as I just said. So he's still young. He's still gonna make those mistakes. He's still gonna have those communication errors with his safety. It's gonna happen. But nah, that game he still did lock him up individually. But DK Metcalf did have a great game, so I want to give him his props for that. And I also want to give Brian Thomas his props for having the best game against Gonzalez of his career so far. Like, he put up, that was Gonzo's worst defended game so far, and it was against Brian Thomas. So I also want to give Brian Thomas a shout out for that. Jaguars, y'all got something special in Brian Thomas, so I hope he stays healthy. But now I want to get a little more personal, man. Y'all know Gonzo means a lot to me in this channel. He's a rare player who's not only talented but thrives in tough circumstances. And what we love to talk about here on Ryan Film Study is obviously guys like that. And obviously I love to talk about a guy like that because, as I stated, he is my favorite player in the NFL. I still got to get his jersey. Hopefully one day I could get it signed by him, bro. That would be so lit because, bro, as y'all may know too, I'm also an Oregon fan, and he is also my favorite Oregon player. I don't know about of all time. I don't know of all time, but he was one of my favorite Oregon players of recent history. I would have maybe said of all time if he would have started off as an Oregon Duck, but he did start off with the option, and he ended up coming to Oregon. So, and he ended up doing what he did, and he became a top 10 projected prospect who somehow fell out of the top 10 and ended up falling to us. So thank God that happened. But he's really got potential to be the best Patriots corner of all time, which is saying something because we're talking about following in the footsteps of legends like Stephon Gilmore, Darrelle Revis, and Ty Law. But Gonzo, he's already setting himself apart just at his younger age, at his younger stages. And I really hope he could just keep it up, and he really can do what I said. But thanks for watching, everyone. Hit the like button if you believe Gonzo's the future of the cornerback position. Drop a comment on who you think he should go up against next, or who should we highlight, or who should we be looking out for him to go up against next, because obviously he's gonna go up against everybody at some point. But don't forget to subscribe and to keep up with all the NFL hot takes and breakdowns. This is Ryan Film Study signing off until next time.